Senator Gillibrand. Yesterday, the Blockchain Association. Next up, we're excited to hear from Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who is joining us for the discussion, Crypto, Too Big for Partisan Politics. Thank you, Senator Gillibrand, for your steadfast crypto support. This person needs to be out of the Senate. Like,
I have no idea what the hell
senator.
she's
been doing this for so long. She's responsible for people like in severe financial distress right now for promoting this. Like, it's one thing to say like, hey, greedy Gus's, let's all get together and make a bunch of passive income. It's another to sell this stuff as if it's some sort of leveling instrument and democratizing banking and finance and stuff like that. It's despicable what she's doing. And I just want to, all of us join in like a 5 minutes hate of Kirsten Gillibrand for doing this.
I mean, I would love to look a little bit further into her donations and connections with crypto, because it is just like, she's really not just, behind the scenes promoting crypto. She's going on the offensive and saying like, we need a bill to make sure we promote cryptocurrency and but also regulate it. Like, she's going bipartisan with I forget what other Republicans. It was like Tammy, or I forget who it was, but who she was co-sponsoring that bill with?
It was Cynthia Lummis, the senator from Wyoming.
Yeah. So it's just it is like there's something in her donor pool that is influencing her to do this.
And they mentioned this on the This Machine Kills podcast. Jason Sadowski says, "Do not let crypto at this point come say, please regulate us, please," because they're just going to launder the industry into the new next generation. This is time to kill this stuff. And Senator Gillibrand is an enemy when it comes to that. And like, I mean, more people need to know, like, this is as despicable as it gets, I think, from Democratic senators.
Yeah, no, I think the crypto industry, if it wasn't obvious before over the past 5 months, despite objections over the past 5 months, even, further into the past, of people who are proponents of crypto, it's been revealed to, be largely one big Ponzi scheme. They would say, oh no, it's not all one big Ponzi scheme, but it seems to be instead a few really large Ponzi schemes, a few smaller Ponzi schemes, and then a handful of like, OTC desks, a handful of like, shadow banks, hedge funds, all like operating in conglomeration with one another to move money around in a speculative economy that, has no real economic purpose. And frankly, when you sit them down, I think that's one of the big frustrations about people like pretending like, the whole FTX situation wasn't predictable. When you ask them to describe their business model, they describe a Ponzi scheme. Like, they tell you they put money into a box and they take money out of the box, and the value of the box is irrelevant. What the box does is irrelevant. And like, while that might seem like an abstraction for people who like spend a lot of time, engaging in like financial markets, you do need to kind of know what the box does actually. Like the box has to do something.
It's funny because what you said is exactly what Sam Bankman-Fried himself did. He went on that, he spoke with Bloomberg. I think he was speaking with Matt Levine, and SBF did that very thing. And Matt was like, wait a minute, it sounds like you're describing a Ponzi. And SBF was like, he didn't know what to say. This is before this all happened. I mean,
Speaking of SBF, this is from CoinDesk. This year, Bankman-Fried has donated at least $26,000 to Stabenow and $8,700 to Boozman. In June, he donated $16,600 to Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who signed on to the bill in September. And in 2021, he donated $5,700 to Senator Cory Booker, another person who has been like, this thing, like, we need to make sure this is safe. Yeah. But it is not safe. The entire thing is a scam. Like, you can, and so like when they talk about like, let's do this safely, that's laundering it. Like, that's
it's legitimizing it when we should be letting it die on the vine. It should be rotting away. No life jackets for cryptocurrency right now.
When they say let's make it safe, they mean let's make it safe for institutional investors. They mean like we currently have a crypto system where like BlackRock and Sequoia and like various other hedge funds are capable of putting money into a big pot along with some other, dumb retail investors or dumb institutional investors. And whoever gets the money out of that pot just happens to be the people who rush to the door first. And what, regulation will look like is now, institutional investors and accredited investors and a handful of insiders will be more protected and better able to legally argue that they should be able to get their money out first. And the same people who, you know, want to do high stakes gambling will be putting their money in and still not being able to get it out. So really, like, regulation is not going to look like what people, you know, even advocating for right now will look like. And that's what Sam Bankman-Fried was on the forefront of, trying to get the regulations in the crypto industry to map onto his worldview of total, like, you know, financial transparency into the, you know, lives of not the elite per se, but, you know, the everyday average retail investors who he was, it seems like, betting against using his hedge fund and using their own money. Like, crypto is wild. Crypto is a wild industry when you, like, watch these things fall. Half of these places were taking their, you know, again, allegedly seem to have been taking their customers' deposits and using them to bet against them on other platforms that they either controlled or were in backroom deals with. And I think why it's not surprising that our government, or at least some members of our government, are interested in, you know, crypto as an idea, is because it's proven, I think, to be the most effective way to, you know, transfer money from suburban retail investors who just want to hedge against inflation, or they're tired of flipping real estate. They want to make a little bit more money faster, and get their money into the hands of hedge funds, get their money into the hands of some tech billionaires, and get their hands into the, you know, get their money into the hands of a handful of politicians. And, you know, it has to stop. We already have enough ways to do that. We don't need a more efficient way to rob the middle class.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this blockchain association, this blockchain association policy summit. They have CFTC people. Like, how is this still happening? This is what's frustrating about the FTX thing, is people are acting like it's just some random guy. Like Jacob said, like, this is endemic to the entire industry. Like, I can't believe that. I mean, I don't know. It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
The CFTC is horrible when it comes to crypto. I can't remember her name. She went into my mentions to defend herself not long ago. But one of the main figures with the CFTC.
Is it Kristen Johnson?
No. Here it is. I just found it.
Okay.
Caroline Pham.
Okay.
She is the CFTC commissioner. She took a picture with Sam Bankman-Fried, right, just in April of this year. And in that picture, they're joking around. She's joking around. Yes, SBF's hair is better than mine. Thanks for coming to talk with me today. I mean, this is the person who's supposed to be part of an agency providing oversight for these people, hanging out and having a great time, smiling and
regulatory capture. That's what we call regulatory capture, folks.
But I would say, you know, I think that that's something that even outside of the crypto industry, we have to be aware of. And I think that's one of the big dangers of the crypto industry, in the sense that if you just, like, unfocus your eyes and look at it, it vaguely resembles industries that we already have. Like, it vaguely resembles, like, traditional financial instruments. It vaguely resembles, like, our tech industry. And that's not, you know, that says more about the fraud that goes on in those two spaces than it says about the viability of crypto in any real sense. You know, and I think that's what people need to take more seriously about it. It's like, the flaws that you identify in traditional finance don't make crypto safer. It's just, you know, that's just the way things work right now, unfortunately, right? And regulatory capture is another example of that. Like, people now are pretending like they didn't know that Sam was taking these photos. Like, this is all a surprise to them. Like, there's one big conspiracy. He was doing it in the newspapers.
Yeah, right. And when you call him Sam like that, it's just it's hilarious to me. I'm seeing a lot of IMs about how our interview before with Jacob Silverman, he really hates Sam. Yes, shares the name of Sam Seder. That is the joke.
Being named Brandon is a real joy. It's been real funny for the past year and a half. I guess I brought it myself, though.
Yeah. By being named Brandon, you did kind of bring it on yourself.
Good thing there's no bad Matts.
Yeah.
Certainly not related to, like, Sam Bankman-Fried or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Not Iglesias.